think about where you were this time last year, think about where you were coming out of the surgery, like the first surgery, and having that surgeon just be like, there's literally nothing I can do for you. And like just thinking about that and like how far just being able to be here is such an achievement.
What was the last competition you did?
The Games 2 years ago.
Wow. So this is your first time back then since then?
Yeah.
How's your wrist?
It's moving in the right direction. Like, I'm feeling a lot more positive that I could fully get back into things than where I was even 2 months ago.
What percentage would you say you're at?
70.
What made you want to do this then?
Because I think if I am going to do the season, I don't want semis to be my first live comp back, because like it is competing as a skill, and I think semis would be too important to do it so fresh. So yeah, just like come here, see if I can make things work, see if I still want to do it, and yeah, just actually step back on the floor again. And
what will make you think you do or don't want to do it?
I think you know, whenever you step on the floor, like whatever feelings you have, like do you want to push, can you push, do you, like for me it's about how happy am I going to the really dark place, and I think when you don't have a reason to do it and you don't really fancy doing it, that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just see if I have that like extra drive from this. I need a wee.
How was that?
The girls went so fast on the way out. We were like 3:45 on the first K, and then dropped to maybe 4 something, and then 4:10, and then, well, obviously
it's okay. I mean,
it was 5.3, and they, like talking to my coach, he said, thank you, he said like almost walk before the sprint, which I really didn't want to do, but I do think that I had a better sprint because of it. I think my sprint was better because of that, but the way back I was so dead, like I couldn't catch
just to get going after.
Yeah. So I'm pleased with that in hindsight. Like I literally had nothing to give at the end.
Yeah. And
with it being in sand, I wasn't ready for that. That last however long took so long.
How were you feeling before it?
Like,
you were saying that you might be like emotional or nervous.
Yeah, I wasn't. Well, I was a bit emotional like this morning, because my coach sent me a really nice message, just like,
oh, what a dick.
Just like, you know, think about where you were this time last year, think about where you were coming out of the surgery, like the first surgery, and having that surgeon just be like, there's literally nothing I can do for you. And like just thinking about that and like how far just being able to be here is such an achievement.
Does your mum come to all your competitions?
She comes to a lot, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because she used to, when I used to, I'm surprised that she hasn't started judging yet.
Oh really?
Yeah, she used to, at swimming events, you have like timekeepers. That's like the easiest job, because a lot of the time you're just verifying the electric timing, and then you have judges who are
checking your top the wall,
checking your stroke technique and stuff like that, making sure you're not doing anything illegal. And then you've got referees, which are like the top people overseeing everything. And so over the course of my swimming career, well, mine and my sister's swimming careers, she went from just watching to deciding that she wanted to timekeep because swimming events are so boring and you're there for like the whole day or the whole weekend, to then now she's a judge, a referee, sorry. So yeah, so I'm surprised that she hasn't started judging yet. The Lone Wolves Battle for Middle Ground event, which was like the elite comp that I qualified for, that I absolutely wasn't expecting to qualify for, she came to that one, and then she's been to literally everyone since then.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
She's been pretty bored then for the last couple of years.
Probably.
Yeah. Just looking at
More
x-rays
the
of your
lows.
wrist.
Yeah, more the lows.
Third overall after one must be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually sort of look at the leaderboard too much when I'm competing. I think with the scored issues, I did. But I sort of had a good idea being in that heat and knowing what the girls are like at running in that heat. That I was gonna be in a pretty good place for that. So yeah, I sort of knew where I finished, but yeah, I was happy with that.
So should I not say where you are there for the rest of the weekend?
Maybe just like check if I've looked. But yeah. Like, that was, I think Barcelona went in training. The only thing I'm not really happy about was that I forgot the order of the workout at some point. But again, like, it's like what I was talking about with the trick timer, it's like little things like that where I never normally make those kind of mistakes. So it's good to be able to make them here where it's not semi, but it's not like as tight on the points and stuff like that. Not that it's not going to be tight on the points here, but like, it's not about that here for me. So yeah, like I did what I had planned to do, didn't break on the double unders, which I was also pleased about. Did the sandbag cleans quicker than I did them in practice. So yeah, pleased with that.
Have you done much open water swimming?
I've done a bit. Is that a trick question?
No.
Oh,
I know you swam, but I was wondering, was it pool or was it outside?
No, it was both. You train, at least the way that we do it in GB is like you train open water, no, you train pool and then get selected for open water from the long distance pool events.
Okay.
So I got selected for open water from my 100 and 1500s in the pool.
And is open water sea or like river?
Literally anything. River, sea, lakes.
Have you a favourite of open waters? I feel like lake must be the worst.
No, I quite like the lake. Lake is most similar to pool because you don't have like tides or anything like that, or currents to worry about. Like, I think that sea can be most unpredictable, and like it's brutal as well because when it gets choppy and like everyone's hitting each other. Yeah, no, it's not too it's not too bad in there today. Like the last few days it has been quite choppy, and it looks like it's got a little bit choppier in the time that we've been here. So we'll see how it goes by the time it gets in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
916.
Oh, that was different. That was a lot more leggy in the sand.
You caught up with the previous heat, I think, did you?
Hey?
You caught up with the previous heat.
Did I?
I think so.
Oh, that's nice. It was like a boat came past just before we went out. Huge, yeah. Like, you had to know when to look up. Like, partly, but like in that situation, the girls behind are at an advantage because they can look at the boys for themselves, but if they trust that I know where I'm going and they know my experience with open water, they know that they probably just need to look for me. So I just needed to make sure that I needed to double check where I was going. Like when you came in, the flags that you were looking for were actually like, well done, were actually like, you came round and then it felt like they were backing on yourself. So just had to double check that I was on the right set of flags every time.
Carry the hardest part then?
Yeah. Just because as well, like with the sand, because your body rocks from side to side a lot more, it meant that the kettlebells were like hitting you a lot more. So like, I was just trying to go like shorter, faster steps rather than long and like swinging a lot more, but it was just like, try and keep it moving. And I was having like a break roughly every length, like at the same kind of point. And then the thing is that we've got a really grippy workout tonight, so I had that in the back of my mind as well. Like, I don't know what the times from the other heats were, but I just wanted to have that in the back of my head, that it's like, don't hold it more than you really need to. But that was yeah, I won't be using these again.
That looked pretty special.
That was fun. That felt like a CrossFit comp again, being in an arena. Like that's a feeling. Off-site events are cool, but that's the one.
Had you land on the walk and was it all along?
I wanted to just see if I could, like, and the last like 3 reps were very touch and go. Weirdly, it was my left hand that was slipping, but I also think that I was in the farmer carry event. I had the 24 in my left hand for pretty much all of it. But like, I'd done it in training and I managed to go unbroken on that, but it was like it was a chalkless rig and I had like chalkless grips on, and that's a completely different feel. So I also went for slightly bigger sets on the toaster rings on that than I did in practice, so I wasn't sure whether that would change how that went. And also I practiced on a C2 bike, and that was like an assault bike, and then it wasn't like a branded assault bike, so it was a bit go by feel. But yeah, I wanted to just put myself in a position where I could see if I could hold on, and that's why I took like sort of extra 5 seconds before getting on the rig. Very pleased.
It looked like a pretty big release at the end as well.
Yeah, I think like I had no idea where my family were. I didn't know where. I don't usually like to see them, to be fair, so I think right at the end is the only time I want to see them. But like I could see a few of my friends in the back and stuff like that, so that was really nice. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get to sleep tonight.
Yeah, it's late as well.
Yeah.
Does that kind of feel like you're back then?
I want to say yes, but tomorrow is the big test for me. Like every event in that has something that I'm really new to. So like, although I've been doing parallel handstand push-ups, I've not done any with a deficit so far. The cleans obviously are going to be a bit of a struggle. Like I'll have to do them as zombie, and they'll be the heaviest zombie cleans that I've done. So that's a nice challenge. And then we've got legless rope climbs and thrusters, and so they'll be the ones that are like, there's still a lot to come. I think that's the thing that I need to remember when I'm feeling quite nervous about it tomorrow. That it is just about getting back and being able to have a go at it all again. So yeah. Today was a good day. Yeah, nervous, but I think this one's a big one for me.
Like mentally or physically or both?
Both. Okay. I've just got like no real idea of how things are going to go. Just got to play it by ear and take it 1 rep at a time and just...
Is it the slings or both movements?
Both.
Okay.
Like...
Is it easier, is parallel easier than a flat hand?
Yeah, but I haven't really done much deficit parallel work.
Okay.
Because the more into a deficit you go, the more of an extreme angle it is on the wrist.
Okay.
So yeah, I like going into things with a nice plan, and I don't feel like I have that on this one, but I just need to be okay with that.
Are you gonna do what, like 6 cleans altogether? Are you gonna have to do all 6 in a zombie?
Yeah.
Have you done 90 in a zombie?
Yeah.
Will that be the last thing to come back, do you think?
So I've just started doing it, full grip power, but squat's a bit of a different story. So yeah, I think it will be the last thing to come back. But like, you know, it's literally 6 weeks ago. I was like crying to my coach because I was like, there is no way that I'm getting a full grip clean again. And then like 2 weeks ago I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then I started playing around with overhead stuff. And
have you got a calendar date for when you think you'll just be doing regular squat cleans? Is it all just like, oh, I was able to do that, now I'll try this?
yeah. And like everything has moved a bit quicker once I start getting into it than I've been expecting it to. So I'm just really trying not to like, those thoughts come into my head and they're quite frequent, but I've got so much evidence from the last even 3 months of like how quickly things have moved when they start moving. Like my first ring muscle up was maybe, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, and now I'm doing like sets of 5 in a workout, and they're not where they used to be, but it's all just gradually moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
And like the priority is whatever next season ends up looking like, or whatever I choose to do next season, that's where I want to be ready for it.
Think you'll ever get to a point where you just don't think about it at all? Or will it always be like, think it'll always be even a fleeting thought of like,
I think it'll just be something that I have to be a bit more aware of than I would like to be.
that was pretty good.
Best event yet. Best event yet. I'm so pleased with that. Oh god. I'm so proud of myself.
You've won an event by 90 seconds, won another one by 60 seconds.
That's the one.
And that's the one
That's the one. I've just had so many like hang-ups from what happened at the games, and like cleaning on a comp floor again, and like
especially not being able to do it.
Yeah, and
you should be able to do it.
Exactly, and so that was the first stage, was double checking that we could that I could do it that way. And then once we confirmed that, then it was like, all right, well, can I clean that?
Yeah.
Can I get out of my head enough to clean that? So I was literally singing Shania Twain the whole way down here, just like trying to keep myself as relaxed as possible, because like I know.
What's Shania Twain song?
Let's Go Girls.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm going out tonight.
Yeah.
I'm feeling right. Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. So proud of myself for that. I'm so pleased that one was out of the way. Like, I think as soon as that event got announced, I didn't feel like I could celebrate the other ones as much as I wanted to, because I always had that one in the back of my head. It's like, what if you don't finish it? what if you can't do what you need to do or want to do? And now that I've done that, it's like, oh, just have a good time on the last two. Like,
do you think even if you had, say you didn't get to finish that, and say you got stuck on the second bar and won the weekend, would it be left a bit hollow, do you think?
I think not necessarily left it hollow, but I think it would keep that like hang up in my head a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas being able to do that on that, I'm like, okay, I know that in the right conditions, like with me relaxed, even though I've not done that weight honestly in like 2 years, like in the right conditions, I know I can do it. And like increasingly now, like I don't think I've ever really known what the right conditions are for me to lift in well. And I think like every time I do it recently, it's like I just need to be relaxed and I need to be having a good time. And like sometimes that's lifting with friends, sometimes that's not lifting with like really intense music on. It's just a bit of Shania and a good time. And you just feel a bit free.
Yeah.
Oh, so buzzing.
How's that?
Tight. That was like no mistakes. Really, really close. I knew like legless rope climbs and thrusters are two that have been the last 6 weeks coming back. Like I've done thrusters once in training with a bar. So being able to hold up, you just do what you got to do in a competition. Like it wasn't comfortable, but I did it, and I paced the legless rope climbs just. But yeah, that was tight. It was like any way to try and get ahead. So I was like jumping off the box with the dumbbells. Yeah.
Do you wait now until the kind of afterglow wears off before you start thinking about what you're doing next, or is it, have you like to cross the finish line there make you think, all right, yeah?
No, I think like I want to try and get away from that kind of thinking, to be honest. Like I think this last year has made me be like, last 2 years has made me be like, no, you actually really need to like sit and think about what you've done and like think about the achievement. And I definitely didn't do that when I crossed the finish line with Jackie Pro. I was just like, all right, I've just won the last event at the games, what happens next? And then the shit show of what happened next. And I wish that I'd sort of stood there and taken that in a little bit more and really like thought about what an achievement that was. And so now I just want to sit with it for a while and yeah, take in this weekend, take in the wins of this weekend, not just hopefully scores confirmed standing on top of the podium, but like the little wins, not that don't feel little, they're big wins. And yeah, I hope this would happen, but I didn't want to let myself think that this would happen. I didn't want this to be the thing that I wanted to happen for me to be happy with the weekend. So I'm, yeah, buzzing.
Lucy Campbell!